We're going old school this week on the Real Guy Podcast.
My father was a bicycle letter carrier for Las Olas and Cordova Road.
The legendary Mark Krowka.
Netting mullet is an athletic event. It should be in the Olympic.
We get into some real guy talk.
Jimmy, what do you do when somebody just cuts your balls off and gets right in front of you on a spot?
His recollections of guides that came before him.
I got to the first time I met Bill Curtis was at the ramp at Crandon in the 70s. And he stopped and talked. He was he was a little bit grumpy.
And how he remembers the mullet run.
And it was a dark stripe that was 100 feet wide along the beach, as far as you could see both ways. And every 150 feet or 200 feet, there was a massive shower of either tarpon or black tips or whatever the hell else was under that much bait back then. There were not thousands of mullet. There weren't millions. There was probably billions.
A little gospel from the most victorious inshore tournament guide that the Keys has ever seen.
You can't lay back. You can't sit back and say, hey, I know enough, because you don't. You don't know enough, and you never will. Nobody ever will.
All this week on the Real Guy Podcast.